By 2050, animals may not look like the animals we know today. Imagine standing in the Arctic and seeing a polar bear that no longer carries thick white fur, but instead has thinner, almost translucent hair that reflects sunlight like glass. Imagine walking through a desert and spotting foxes with dramatically larger ears and longer legs, built to survive extreme heat. Picture birds in the sky whose feathers shimmer with metallic tones, adapted to resist pollution and rising temperatures. And beneath the ocean surface, imagine glowing marine creatures, not because they are magical, but because evolution forced them to change. This is not fantasy. This is the possible face of wildlife in 2050. Evolution is not a slow process measured only in millions of years. When environments change rapidly, life responds rapidly. Climate change, pollution, habitat destruction, and rising global temperatures are already placing enormous pressure on wildlife. By 2050, the world will likely be warmer, oceans more acidic, and ecosystems drastically altered. Animals that survive will be those that adapt, and adaptation may make them look very different from what we recognize today. Take polar bears as an example. As Arctic ice continues to shrink, thick insulating fur may no longer be the greatest advantage. Bears may evolve leaner bodies, thinner coats, and stronger swimming capabilities as they spend more time in water than on ice. Their coloration may even shift slightly to adapt to new environmental conditions. Survival will depend on flexibility. In desert regions, extreme heat waves will become more common. Animals may evolve larger ears to release body heat more efficiently, longer limbs to stay farther from hot ground surfaces, and lighter fur to reflect sunlight. Some species may even develop nocturnal lifestyles to avoid daytime temperatures entirely. The desert wildlife of 2050 could look stretched, leaner, and uniquely shaped by survival pressure. Birds may undergo dramatic changes as well. Air pollution and climate shifts may favor species with stronger respiratory systems and more resilient feather structure. Metallic-like feather tones could emerge due to changes in pigmentation and environmental chemistry. Migration patterns will shift as temperature zones move, forcing birds to adapt their routes, timing, and behavior. The oceans may witness some of the most dramatic transformations. Rising water temperatures and acidification are already affecting marine ecosystems. By 2050, fish species may shrink in size due to lower oxygen levels. Coral reefs may evolve into hardier, heat-resistant forms or disappear entirely. Bioluminescent traits could become more common as marine creatures adapt to darker, deeper waters where survival demands new strategies. But not all change will be natural. Human intervention may accelerate evolution in unexpected ways. Scientists are already experimenting with genetic technologies to help species survive changing climates. Assisted evolution, where humans intentionally guide genetic adaptation, may produce animals more resistant to disease, heat, or environmental stress. The wildlife of 2050 may not only be shaped by nature, but by science. Urban environments will also influence evolution. Animals living in cities are already adapting. Some birds sing at higher pitches to compete with traffic noise. Certain mammals have adjusted feeding patterns to human schedules. By 2050, urban wildlife may evolve behaviors and physical traits specifically suited to concrete landscapes. Sharper problem-solving skills, altered body sizes, even changes in coloration to blend into artificial environments. However, adaptation will not save every species. Many animals may not evolve quickly enough to survive rapid environmental change. Extinction rates could rise. The animals we see in 2050 may represent only a fraction of today's biodiversity survivors of a global environmental shift. The shocking reality is that evolution does not care about beauty or familiarity. It favors survival. If survival requires glowing skin, thinner fur, longer limbs, or altered pigmentation, that is what nature will produce. Wildlife in 2050 may look alien to us, not because they are from another planet, but because our planet changed around them. And perhaps the most powerful realization is this: the animals of 2050 will reflect the world we create today. If climate stabilizes and ecosystems are protected, evolution may produce resilient but recognizable species. If environmental damage accelerates, changes may be more extreme and unpredictable. When we look at wildlife in 2050, we may not simply see animals. We may see evidence of how humanity shaped the planet in the first half of the 21st century. The polar bear with translucent fur, the desert fox with elongated limbs, the shimmering bird adapting to polluted skies, the glowing fish surviving in warming oceans. By 2050, animals may not look like the animals we know today, but they will tell the story of our choices.